Jen just took a look outside and went, oh no. On the plus side, we have umbrellas, but it's okay, Jen. Worst case, 5 miles and we can get a nice cozy hotel in Annapolis. Massatators, the hotel sleepers. We were Massatators, the shelter haters on the AT. So we're not really looking forward to this. On the plus side, whoa. She still doesn't sneeze like a normal person. I've tried to get her to watch Community so she would learn like the CEO sneeze from Pierce, but yeah. Anyway, the super nice trail angel that dropped her off lent us umbrellas. I was thinking of grabbing one from like a dollar store or something. And it looks like the wind's not going enough where we may be able to use these. We shall see. We have about 5 miles till Chesapeake Bridge, and then we're going over into Annapolis. We have been pinging our contacts in this area, seeing if we can get any heads up as far as potential stealth sites or things up ahead, but it's pretty sparse. Unless you're willing to do what like Leaf up ahead is doing and just like set up completely visible, which I'm not. Wilderness adventure. Hike the ADT, I said. It'll be fun, I said.
And my first bridge was that on the ADT. Woo!
So we actually own these umbrellas, and they're one of those many gadgets that they sell, which, while situationally useful, generally are not worth the wait. If you look back at my PCT photos, I carried one of these for hundreds of miles, and it's got to be almost dead calm like right now for it to be any use. They look cool. You know, you see somebody with it strapped on the front of their pack and you're like, oh, that's really smart. I'm gonna buy one of those. I'm pretty sure that's why they get most of their money. And then people abandon them in hiker boxes and things because they realize, yeah, you can't use them in the wind. And there's always wind. It's a fun time out here today. Oh my God, Taters, it's recording. It's the apocalypse. So I am somewhat inherently cautious when it comes to stealth camping, ECT experiences, yada yada. We're actually kind of kicking ourselves though for getting that hotel. It was nice enough, but we have enough of them up ahead. We kind of need to conserve, and as it turned out, this area had enough of a green belt. We probably could have got away with stealthing, but oh well. That's one of the struggles of going through an area you're not familiar with. This has actually been one of the nicer sections in days since we've been on this bike trail. We are meeting a guy who's going to give us a ride across the bridge, so we're just going to go a little further and he's going to pick us up. We should be dropped off somewhere around Annapolis, cross through Annapolis, and then it's just going to be, can we find a place to stay tonight? This actually hasn't been too bad so far, other than it's just so humid, sweat inside of the rain gear. And as always, the hard part is just trying to stay warm while we're sitting still.
But once you get across over here, it's going to get hillier.
They don't allow you to walk over the Chesapeake Bridge, so everybody has to get a ride one way or another. We just wanted to make sure we weren't skipping any more miles than we had to.
He was nice enough to drive an hour and take us across the bridge. So we got, 20 minutes inside of a nice heated vehicle. And now we're back in the muck. He also brought me this frog togs. I've been wanting to try one, and I can't on most of the trails because if a bush even looks at this jacket, it shreds. But they have a use case, and since we teach a wilderness class, I like recommending things. That's why I like those Showa gloves I use in the rain, the blue ones. That's really useful for people in the wilderness class who don't want to buy, $60, $70 gloves. So yeah, doing science, freezing our butts off, walking on roads without shoulders, no place to camp. Fun times. I was actually thinking like the perfect thumbnail. I was gonna have her recording and looking like she normally does when I'm around, the like, oh crap, why is he doing this on camera? And then I would be flashing the freeway behind us. Spring break! See, like that face. So this is basically the first turn off after the bridge. We didn't want to skip any more miles than we had to, even though it is miserable, raining, cold, and yeah, but so we are walking towards Annapolis and hoping maybe to get a hot lunch at something.
Look at,
This is because I can't afford Arc'teryx.
you mean look at you being so adorable.
I need a sign. We'll tell stories for Arc'teryx gear. Ah, yes. Embracing the wilderness of Maryland. This is immediately on the western side of the Chesapeake Bridge. So Counselor is somebody we've known since 2021 when I was on the ECT. I took a little side path to get out to a shelter just for grins to see if there was a view or anything. And this guy recognized me. And then he met us at least one other time, if not two, with like Subway sandwiches. And he's been following us and stayed in contact. So he was actually section hiking the ADT, headed this way. We were hoping to run into each other. He ended up jumping off because it's unpleasant out here right now. And it just worked out. So he came, picked us up, got us coffee and food, and made our day. And now it's not even raining. And if it were just me, I would probably still be there talking away. Fortunately, while she seems all nice and giggly, she's the antisocial mean one. So she's like, we have to go! Shut up! Tossing my coffee away. And here we are in the cold. So we are fed. That place, which is like the Blue Rooster Cafe or something like that, had the best coffee I have had in weeks, if not longer. It's now 1:38. We're probably, I don't know, 7 miles into the day or so. And we're just gonna try and get as far as we can and find some place to stay for the night. Whether it's a hotel or a bush or some nice person offers us to stay in their slightly flooded yard. I think if I just put Blondie out front and she just kind of looks sad in her pigtails, people think she's, she's shorter, she looks less threatening. Then there's me and it's like, hey man, can I sleep in your yard? And they're like, I have children, get away.
You just wouldn't talk like that. You look pretty innocent and charming.
Can I sleep in your yard? They would take 10 cents today instead of $5, next week. Sudden change terrain-wise from where we were. Do with a little wider shoulders, but we're in hills and we've got pretty forests. Well, here's hoping this thing has a shoulder. We're gonna be passing right by the Naval Academy. I'm just hoping there's sidewalks. We are just on easy mode today. And that is the Annapolis Naval Academy, which, like I was telling Jen, that's the only reason I know this area, or the only thing I know about it. Taters at Annapolis. So somebody has been putting stickers on some of the posts out here. It's always hard to tell till I edit these kind of what comes through as far as the balance, but while we do have busy roads, there's also quiet neighborhoods, and then there's little interludes like these bike paths and whatnot that the trail will join for a while. So Counselor was section hiking headed eastbound, and he was telling us about some of the sections ahead, and it sounds like the C&O Canal and some of that is going to be quite pretty. Long distance travel is about long distance travel.
That's how I got into it.
And and welcome to our water stop for the night. It is the 7-Eleven spring on Defense Avenue in Annapolis.
Do you think we need to filter here?
Maybe. Does seem like that kind of neighborhood. Places are okay with us filling up, but not always. So when Jen's with me, I usually send her because she's less threatening. So we're through the busy part of town. We have filled up water, so we're all good on that. There are some trails up ahead that we are hopeful we can get off this road and then maybe quietly sneak off into the woods. So looking on the map, this is city property. It looks like it's publicly accessible, and there are these trails marked. Trails are good because they get you off the road and you can make decisions without being observed. Even if this doesn't work out, it's actual trail. So Jen's kind of go along with anything. I'm the paranoid one as far as not wanting to be in a place where we're visible. Here's pretty good because while there is a road down there, we're not visible. Nobody can see us from that side. Pretty safe. The only thing I don't really like about this a little bit is there's not enough brush to kind of hide us. Like if anybody was around here, we're visible from a distance. Chances are they're going to be as scared as us. And if we see anybody, I don't go, hey, I'm mad. I go, kidneys. It works. They're afraid. Hobo. And now everybody's favorite part of our videos, which is Tater setting up the tent, because of course Matt cannot set up a tent. I am completely clueless. Only Taters can do it. I don't know how I survived for the months on my own. This is night number 3, and this is the first time she's in a tent. Funny thing is, like, I love this tent. This is the 2-person Nemo. I use it because I can put my pack inside and I sleep with my food, so the 2-person works. Trying to fit 2 of us here, even though she's small, is rough. So we have a 3-person that we bring out during the summer. But obviously it's not worth it to send the 2 back and get the 3 for just a week. So she has to put up with it. And honestly, like, it's easy enough to fit. It just pushes a little bit along the side. And the thing that I worry about, it pushes the sleeping bag against the zipper. And then when I close it, it can mess up the outside of the sleeping bag. I actually have a patch on mine from that. When we're in reasonable climates, I just leave the door open. Here, there's like ticks and God knows what else. It's the East Coast. Not fit for human life.
There's no ticks yet.
Any dot on her face, probably ticks. After Minnesota, never trust there's not ticks. Me and Taters get along okay, but we're very different people. For example, I always cook from inside my sleeping bag. She always goes way over. And
Here we are at our stealthy stealth camp. Well, this is not an officially sanctioned campsite. We both feel totally good about it from the perspective of we're gonna leave basically no impact. Very low likelihood that anyone will even see us, let alone like impact their experience. And we are settling in with our beans and rice, preparing for some rain overnight. Home sweet home for the night.
I mean, we did find a skull of a dog or something here, so it might be a murder site, but